Hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of our instructional videos about Xvidcap. In this video we'll be looking at the program itself, what kind of controls and functions it has and what kind of preferences you can configure. Since I haven't installed it in all the right places on this machine, I'll be starting from the build tree itself. You can see I'm using Xvidcap, so this is then the GTK based GUI, the known GUI so to speak. It has a it has a main file menu here, a button displaying the currently configured output file name along with the number of the current frame you are capturing. Then you see 3 buttons which you will probably know from any standard VCR. You can start to record, you can stop your recording session, or you can pause it and continue again later. The next 3 buttons are useful for capturing to individual frames only. They allow you to move backwards with your frames. Let's say you captured frames 1 to 50 and then you're going to go back to 40 and continue recording from there, effectively throwing away frames 40 to 50. Then you can just go back to frame 40 and continue recording from there, or perhaps you just want to override just frame 40, then you go back to frame 40, capture a single frame there, and then go back to where you left off. The next button allows you to attach or detach the selection frame, which is this red rectangular thing over here. This rectangle defines the area you want to capture. And as you can see, you move around the main control panel. This selection frame follows it around. It doesn't if you detach it, or does again if you attach it. Let's keep that detached. Okay, the next button allows you to select the area you want to capture. You can either click on a given window and select, thereby select its body for capture. As you can see, Xvidcap will will not include the video decoration, the window decorations in that selection. The other thing you can do is you can click and drag to select any custom area for capturing. The next 2 buttons again are only useful for capturing to individual frames. Both start external programs. This one would call an external program which takes the frames you've captured so far and turns them into an animated GIF. This one will start an external image manipulation program, allowing you to edit the frame you captured last or a frame you moved to using these 2 buttons. So let's have a look at the file menu. There you can start the preferences dialog. You can save any changes you make to the preferences, of course. You can start 2 more external programs, one to take previously captured individual frames and code them to MPEG. Note that you don't really need this because you can just select a file extension of .mpeg, which will do the job just as well, and then help basically opens the terminal window and displays the man page. And then of course you can also quit the program here. Let's look at the preferences dialog. What you can do here is select the number of frames per second you want to record. Please be aware that not all video codecs here are created equal. Not all support all arbitrarily chosen frame rates, so be sure to check man page to see which frame rate is actually valid for the video codec you want to use. And also note that this, of course, only applies to on-the-fly encoding, because if you're just capturing 2 individual frames, of course, you can select any frame rate you want to use. The next control allows you to specify the file name you want to use. Again, .mpeg enables on-the-fly encoding. And then you have 2 controls allowing you to set a number of frames you want to record or a number of seconds you want to record. Let's say you put 500 in here, then any given recording session will stop as soon as those 500 frames have been recorded. If you put 0 in here and here, this means you always want to continue recording until you interactively stop your recording session by clicking on the stop button. Image quality is a control much like controls of that name you know from image manipulation programs. Like when you want to save a JPEG image, you will be asked what kind of image quality you want, and this is exactly the same thing, used for capturing to individual JPEGs or PNG files, but also used for encoding to MPEG files. This compression setting is just used for capturing to individual files, and will either set the compression levels for JPEGs or for gzip if you're using files which don't support native compression. Then you can set your codec settings for on-the-fly encoding. Right now I'm using this for Windows Media Player compatibility. Note that this here does not mean that you can write shockwave files. This is just the FLV1 codec, which can be imported into shockwave files if you have the right tools. It's just in here right now for experimental purposes, because at the moment I don't even know if this works, because I don't have the right tools from Macromedia. Then most of the time you will want to use shared memory for performance reasons, and you will often want to capture the mouse pointer. You can select between a black and a white mouse pointer. Be sure to have a look at the FAQ or the man page to see what this is all about. But basically this turns off mouse pointer capture or not. This then toggles audio capture on and off. This is the device I'm capturing from. With these settings, note that although you can go up to 5 audio channels here, at the moment the only really useful values are 1 or 2, because at the moment you only have MP2 audio codec for your audio stream. And also note that these settings here are set for small file sizes rather than audio quality, so if you are keen on audio quality you probably want to up these numbers here and set this perhaps to stereo. Okay, let's encode something. Let's put something different here. Let's say test MPEG. Let's make this MPEG 4. Let's disable this because I am capturing right now, and I'm starting a second capture session, and I don't want to have this interfere with the first. So let's configure this. Make OK, start a capture, do something, and stop. And then let's see what happened. MPlayer test MPEG. There you go. Well, this is basically it, folks. Thanks for your attention, and have a lot of fun with Xvidcap.